Good morning, everybody. Look at this room full of bright, shiny, happy, beautiful faces. We're so excited to be with you, whether you're here in the sanctuary or you're visiting us online. We are excited to welcome back Columbine's favorites, Bettman and Halpin, this morning. Woo!
I know a lady I call my mom, the finest lady you ever saw. She's got a talent for making things grow, and I'm one of those things, so I ought to know. Digging in the dirt, digging in the dirt, you'll find a way to heal a hurt. When you're lonely, feeling blue, go digging in the dirt, that's what to do. Mama said, you better plant those seeds if you want to harvest. Better pull those weeds, give some water, fertilize. Life will bloom when you realize. Digging in the dirt, digging in the dirt, you'll find a way to heal a hurt. When you're lonely, feeling blue, digging in the dirt, that's what to do. On this day of all days, to celebrate my mom, say hallelujah. I'm toasting to you. You made me who I am. Oh, yes, ma'am. Digging in the dirt, digging in the dirt. No final way to heal a hurt. When you're lonely, feeling blue, go digging in the dirt, digging in the dirt. That's what to do. Digging in the dirt, oh, digging in the dirt. Oh, yeah, don't find a way to heal a hurt. When you're lonely, feeling blue, go digging in the dirt, digging in the dirt. That's what to do.
It's the great shake-off. Yes. Thank you so much, Stephanie and Luke. We'll see more of you later. And for now, we say good morning. Welcome to Columbine Spiritual Center. We're centered in God. We celebrate a world of harmony, peace, abundance, and sacred service for all. Get up off your seats and let's sing about the power within.
1, 2, 3.
You got the power within. You got the power within. You got the power to change your life. You got the power within. Oh, I got the power within. I got the power within. I got the power to change my mind. I got the power within. Oh, we got the power within. Yes, we do. We got the power within. We got the power to change the world. We got the power within. Let's break it down a little. And you got the power within. You got the power within. You got the power to change your life. You got the power within. I got the power within. You got the power within. right on up, Jeannie Oliver. Here comes Jeannie Oliver, director of our YFM program. You can stay standing. Woo! There you go, unmute. There's a little button right on the top. There you go. Yeah. Say hello.
Is it on? Oh,
Yes.
good. Oh, that was really easy. Okay, so I am Jeannie Oliver. I am the minister of the youth and family, and I love doing what I do. So we are starting in the service with our kids and families, which is really exciting for us. So we get to be a part of this incredible congregation, and our kids get to see all their larger extended family. So anyways, I think every Sunday after Janice does the first song, she will then lead the congregation in a blessing for the kids, and we'll all head down. So thank you very much.
It's called the bless and release, kind of like fishing. Instead of catch and release. Bless and release. This is for you, kids. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we see the Christ you are. Happy Sunday. Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. I used to think that God was the Son, God is the Son, but God's so much more than the earth and the stars and all of creation. God is creator, all in all, leading us to shine its light as we, as you, so use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. My favorite verse. Command my hands, what must they do? Command my life, it's here for you. God is the love that heals all creation. God is creator, makes all things new. God needs us to shine its light as me, as you, so use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Lovely. Have a seat, please. Thank you. We're going to slow down our breathing, connect feet with the earth, prepare ourselves for prayer and meditation. Why have you come to earth? Do take it and burn. Why have you come to love, serve and remember? To love, serve and remember. Why have you come to earth? Do you remember? Why have you taken birth? Why have you come to love, serve and remember? To love, serve and remember.
So I invite you into a time of prayer with me by taking that deep cleansing breath. Allow yourself to feel fully centered, settled in your chair. Gently close your eyes if you feel comfortable, and come to this place of remembering that we are here to love and to serve. Sweet Spirit, we come from this place of knowing what is ours to do. To love, to serve, to remember that we are all one, that we are all connected, that we are all part of the big picture. To remember that we need each other. To remember that we belong to each other. To remember that to serve comes from a heart of compassion, a heart of love, a heart of joy and peace. Sometimes we're on the giving end of that service, and other times we receive. In that great flow of life, and we allow it wherever we are in this moment. We thank you, sweet Spirit, for this opportunity, for any opportunity that comes into our conscious awareness of where we can serve, of where we can step out into sacred service, of where we can make a difference in someone's life. And as we do, we know we make a huge difference in our own life. Sometimes it's with our hands and our feet, and other times it's with our minds and our prayers. And so in this moment, we hold in prayer all those who are on our prayer list, everyone who is experiencing some kind of challenge or pain or suffering in their world. We hold them with love, we hold them with strength, we hold them with knowing that all is well in spite of seeming circumstances. We hold this community in our prayers, that we may be a community that continues to thrive and to grow and to serve the greater community. Because in service is where we find joy, in service is where we find purpose, and in service is where we find ourselves, our highest selves, our deepest selves.
And so I want to invite you to take a moment with me in meditation as we hold on to that, knowing that we are here to love, to serve, and to remember.
This holy ground, this holy water, sweet blessed soil, I am your daughter. Give to me eyes that see things clearly. This is our home, to love so dearly. I pray for strength, I pray for wisdom, not just holy ground, this holy water, sweet blessed soil, I am your daughter.
Thanks, Stephanie and Luke. Great to have you back. Larry and Dan and Janice, of course. Always our music team. We're so grateful for all of you. So this morning, like I always do on Sunday before doing a service, or especially doing a prayer, I check my Apple News. See what catastrophe might have happened overnight that we better pray about. I don't want to miss anything. And I'm scrolling through on my iPad, and there's nothing on 9/11. Pages. Scrolling through until finally I see an article on 9/11. Today is 9/11. And I thought, oh my God, I'm irrelevant. I was planning to talk about 9/11. And it's no longer important. But that's not true. And maybe there's some of us in the room that were very young when it happened 21 years ago, but I think most of us remember 9/11 quite clearly. We know where we were. We know what we were doing. We know what those next hours and days were like, and how heartbroken we all were when we saw those pictures on screen. The anniversary today of a time in our nation's history where we mourned together, where we came together, where we volunteered together, where we helped each other. We had nearly 3,000 people die that day, and over about maybe 10,000 wounded. There's a picture of St. Paul's Cathedral, St. Paul's Chapel that I found yesterday, and this is right across the street from where the World Trade Center was. And the next day when they went back to check out the chapel and see what kind of damage it might have sustained, once they got rid of all the debris on the grounds and on the building, not one window was broken, not one brick was out of place, nothing. It was totally in perfect condition. They got the go-ahead, they could use it, and this became a sanctuary for many people who needed rest or needed respite or needed a shoulder to cry on, needed somebody to listen, needed a meal, needed a place to pray. It was a shelter for many. And the fence that went around the chapel was used as a memorial, and a lot of people sent in from all over the world, sent in cards and banners and prayers, and they were posted on this iron fence. So many people volunteered to help after this horrific event happened in New York and Pennsylvania and Washington. And the chapel stayed open for 9 months for this purpose. For the 9 months that it took for the recovery team to clean up Ground Zero. Yesterday I watched a documentary called 9/12, From Chaos to Community. And it's a short documentary of people who volunteered at Ground Zero, or volunteered however they could in Lower Manhattan to help those who were doing the recovery work. What happens when people come together for a purpose, when people come together to volunteer their time, We had about 57,000 volunteers in Manhattan that weekend, or those 9 months. And it's amazing how they created a community. In the documentary, they talked about how this one guy that was kind of in charge of the whole thing, and he was talking about how he made like 400 friends in that 9 months because the people were there for each other. They served together. They used their gifts and their talents. They had some that were called bubble girls because they were in a bubble tent, and the bubble girls would just smile and provide a shoulder for somebody to cry on. There was one guy that talked about, I can't go home, and many of the recovery people did not go home, and they just stayed there and they slept on the ground or they slumped in tents, working 12, 14-hour days. And one guy said, I have 2 daughters and a wife who are all pretty, and I just want a pretty face to look at while I'm eating. And one of the bubble girls would always be there to provide a face for him to look at while he ate his meal. It was a beautiful time of coming together, of creating community. And at the end of the documentary, the guy says, there were so many more who wanted to help and couldn't. We were the lucky ones. We were blessed because we got to serve. It's a beautiful reminder of how service can change us, how service can open our hearts, how service can help us be more compassionate and feel more connected to each other. In America, about 25% of the adult population, about 63 million people volunteer each year. And in Unity, we believe that each individual is an expression of God, and that our purpose in life is to express from this place, from this divine potential. And volunteering is a way that we do that. We call it sacred service. It's a powerful way to tap into our divine potential within. We all have it, and we all can use it in service to others. It's Unity's 5th principle, that we have to put feet and hands to these things that we've learned, to take action, to do something. Sacred service satisfies our souls from a heart level, from a soul level. It feels good to serve. It feels good to help. Eric Butterworth, who I just adore, one of our Unity ministers from years ago, said this: life's innermost secret is the divine depth, or your divine pattern, which you only really know when you're giving yourself in service. The creative process is calling you, singing its song in you and as you. So when you let God sing his song through you, your work or your sacred service will be easy and fulfilling. Be easy and fulfilling. This is in an article or a series of talks that he gave. It's on truthunity.net, but this particular one was called Intrapreneurial. We've all heard of entrepreneurial, people that start their own business or take risks and use their talents for the outside world. But intrapreneurial, he says, is to imaginally seeks to redesign your attitudes about your service. It's not about doing more, it's about how you see it. How do you see the work that you're doing? How do you feel about the work that you're doing? Way different than today. What I'm reading about is this quiet resignation that's going on, where people are saying, I'm just going to do the bare minimum in my job because I need life balance. And that's okay, and we all need life balance. And we all want to also give passion to our work, to what we do in the world. We want to give passion to it. We want to give it some oomph. So Eric Butterworth talks about this worth ethic, not work ethic, but worth, W-O-R-T-H, worth ethic, that we increase our worth ethic when we change our attitudes about our work, when we can really look at our work with a sense of purpose, a sense of passion. We all have this ability, this capability within ourselves. He talks about this waitress who, instead of saying, "What do you have?" says, "How can I make your day brighter?" How would you feel if you were sitting at a restaurant and somebody says, "How can I make your day brighter?" instead of, "What'll it be?" You know, we can level up our attitudes and share that and spread that. It has a major impact on our self-worth when we do that. When we spread the joy, spread the smiles. It's about our doing. And I know in Unity we spend a lot of time talking about our beingness instead of our doingness, but our doing is so important too. There's a story in the Gospels about Mary and Martha. You've probably heard about Mary and Martha. Jesus goes to visit them. And Mary sitting at the feet of Jesus just listening to him while Martha's busy doing everything. And Martha's like, "Jesus, aren't you going to tell Mary to help me?" Maybe not like that, but, you know. And he says, "Martha, Martha, Mary's doing the good thing, the better part," or whatever, so, you know, something like that. And we've often shared that story and talked about how it's more important to be than do. But way back in the 14th century, Meister Eckhart, mystic, I couldn't think of that word, mystic, talked about Mary and Martha the other way. That Martha was the one that got it. That Martha was the one that was serving. That Martha was the one that already sat at the feet, already learned what she needed to learn and was doing, was in service. It's really a different way of looking at this, and this goes back hundreds of years. He says that the highly contemplative practice is to put feet to it, is to do, is to act. It's an integrated approach. It's not so much that we can do one or the other, we need to do both. And Jesus saying, "Martha, Martha," he's honoring her. It's a different way of looking at the same scripture that we have for years said it's about we need to be. Well, we also need to do. It's a more fundamental approach. A bird needs two wings to fly. We both need sacred service and individual spiritual practices to raise our level of consciousness, to let our souls fly and soar. We want to strive to be the best for the world instead of the best in the world. Be the best for the world. It's not always easy to do this. We want to be the best. We want to know that we're making a difference, that we are, we're somebody. We matter. And we get so down on ourselves when we start comparing. When we start feeling overwhelmed with all the stuff we have to do, all the important things we have to do. And I'm not taking that importance away at all. I also get to a place where I feel overwhelmed, overworked, gloomy. And the best thing for me to do when I'm feeling that way is serve someone else. It gets me out of my own stuff. It gets me out of my own head. It helps me to see how connected we really are. This oneness that we teach in Unity, how true that is. Get to that worth ethic. That worth ethic. When we serve, we see how vital it is that we serve each other, that we help each other. There's a whole bunch of people that say that Service is so important. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others, says Gandhi. Muhammad Ali said, service to others is the rent you pay for your room here on earth. Martin Luther King Jr. says, life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? Albert Einstein said, only a life lived in the service of others is a life worth living. And Winston Churchill, we make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. And Helen Keller, alone we can do little, together we can do so much. And that great unknown author says, your life is your message to the world. Make it inspiring. Make it inspiring. What are you showing the world? With your doing, with your actions, what are you showing the world? Life is a mirror. We don't get what we want or get what we need, we get what we are. What we are in consciousness is what shows up for us. If you don't like what you're experiencing, change the reflection in the mirror. There are countless opportunities to serve. And they don't have to take long. It can be something simple. It can be one little thing. I watched a short TED Talk yesterday of a young man, a teenager, who was required to volunteer his time in 8th grade, between 8th grade and high school. His name was Rowan Hafner, and he talked about volunteerism. And he talked about how what he did was worked at a hospital delivering meals. And he would just walk into a room and say, where do you want your meal? On the left or the right? Do you want it on the tray? Where do you want it? And he would leave. And that's what he did all day long when he was volunteering. Until he got to one man who didn't answer. He couldn't understand his answer. The guy answered him, but he was kind of mumbling and he couldn't understand him. And he realized that the man was blind. And it didn't really matter where he put the food. The guy wanted to talk. And so young Rowan sits down with him and has a conversation and talks to him about his life and asks this man about his life. And they connect. And he said it changed his way of looking at the world. It changed his perspective. It changed who he was, because he left that hospital after that day feeling happy, feeling connected, feeling grounded. And he said he spent the rest of the summer doing that, making a difference in the people that he served, not just where do you want your food and leaving. He went beyond, above and beyond. His worth ethic increased. He felt happier than he ever felt because he stepped out of his comfort zone. He was bringing the best of himself. So where are you in bringing the best of who you are to the world? Are you bringing something to the world? Where are you doing what is best for the world? Where are you giving from love and compassion? What is your worth ethic? Your attitudes? What attitude do you bring? Today we have an opportunity, or you all have an opportunity to check out all the service opportunities that we have here at Columbine. We're going to have a sacred service fair in Foss Hall after this service. And you can see and meet the people that lead our volunteer teams, our sacred service teams, and get a chance to sign up, to try something different, to use your gifts and talents in service to this community, to grow this community. And if you don't, that's okay too. But I would invite you to try something, if not here, somewhere else, in service. Maybe your neighbors, Maybe at school, your kid's school, or I don't know, wherever you spend your time. Is there something you can do? So we're providing this opportunity here to see the Sacred Service Fair, so you can see what opportunities we have here. And our Anne Moriarty is leading this. She put this all together. She's no longer our interim community care director. She is our community care director. Yeah. She goes above and beyond. Very good worth ethic, Anne. So use this time after the service to check out and talk to other team leaders. Anytime you sign up, they're going to ring a bell. Anybody that signs up, we're going to hear a bell. So when you hear the bell, yell, "Service!" So we know that, yay, somebody else is stepping into service, into sacred service, which uses our hearts, which uses our compassion, which uses all that inner God, divine attributes that we all have. It satisfies your soul. Let it satisfy your soul. Find some place that you can give. Peace be with you. Namaste.
Thank you so much for that message, Sue. That was perfect. So we're going to reintroduce Bettman and Halpin, Stephanie and Luke. We'd love to invite you to take them home with you. They have a beautiful merch table out front and a brand new album. And I'm always going to get the title of that new album wrong. Let's hear what it is.
Timeless.
There we go. Brainless, timeless. Yes. Beautiful.
You see from day to day. If I had 1,000,000 hearts, I would give a heart to you. Then you'd know how much I love you, and our tears would all be through. So many people walking through their lives, you never notice the pain they hold inside. But don't try to get too close, they will run or fall apart. For the tears that have been buried are still carried in our hearts. If I had 1,000,000 hearts, I would give them all away to the broken-hearted people that you see from day to day. If I had 1,000,000 hearts, I would give a heart to you. Then you'd know how much I love you, and our tears would all be through. As a child, I must have learned I was not enough. Love must be earned. Now I've spent so many years trying to undo the learning of the pain and doubt and fear. If I had 1,000,000 hearts, I would give them all away to the broken then I'd know how much you love me, and I'd finally be free. Oh, ooh la la, ooh la la, ooh la 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 la. If I had a million hearts, ooh la 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 la. If I had a million hearts, ooh la 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 la. If I had a million hearts, ooh la 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 la. Thank you.
Thanks, Stephanie and Luke. And we give our hearts to you, too. Thank you. So good to have you here. Hey, hello to our online viewers. Turn around, everybody, and say hi. So glad to have you with us online. We have a purpose statement that our focus groups and planning team and brainstorming and all this community came together and designed this purpose statement. So let's say it together. We commit to increasing our spiritual awareness, diversifying our community, manifesting our highest potential, and positively impacting the world. Yeah, that feels good to say that. And so if that resonates with you and you want to support us financially, we will gratefully receive your love offerings, your tithes. Our ushers will be going through the sanctuary. If you're online, you can give by text or on our website. Lots of ways to give, but we are grateful for every dollar that comes our way. It helps us do what we do here, continue to do what we do. Let's say our offertory blessing together. God's love has always met and will always meet all my needs. I give freely, I receive abundantly, and I am grateful. And so it is. Amen. If you are new to us, online or in the room, we would love to meet you in person sometime, or you can check out our website. And if you want to be on our email list and know all the things that are going on here, because there's a lot going on here, just scroll down from that homepage to the bottom and click register, and we can get you on our email list. So what do we have going on? Next Sunday, we're going to start our fall program. We're using a book called Grace Trail by Ann Barry Jolas, and it's a simple book, but not a simple practice to constantly stay in a state of grace, to allow yourself to know that you are in that state of grace. And we'll talk more about that next week, but if you would like to be part of this small group program, we still have space in some of our groups. Just go to our website, go to our digital bulletin, and you'll see all of our groups that we have available. We will be speaking for 7 weeks about different parts of this book, and then during the week, if you're in a group, you will be meeting with your small group in their homes or on Zoom and discussing what you've learned and sharing your stories in a safe space. So we'd love to have as many people as want to participate in a small group starting next Sunday. So sign up this week. Feet forward. Janice, you want to talk about that?
Well, I was thinking about when you were giving the message today about, I remember when I first found out about Feet Forward, because I probably, like many of you, was in this place where I desperately wanted to be of service, but I felt so out of touch of how to do it and the best way to do it and how to get plugged in and where to do it. And Denver felt overwhelming to me to go. I wanted to be in Boulder. And then I read on Facebook about some restaurants that were contributing to a woman who was doing just basic services for people. She started by giving them socks, and then during the lockdown, restaurant owners started providing food, and they started giving meals out at the band shelter. So we started back in April of last year providing one meal a month. We do it on the third Tuesday of every month. We make, we call it the Burrito Brigade. We make about 120 veggie burritos. We do it in 3 shifts, and then we take them down to the band shell, and with this very now organized program, serve our our unhoused brothers and sisters. So there's lots of ways to involve yourself, from preparing the food to wrapping up the food to delivering the food, and all of it is valid and all of it makes a difference, and we want you. So our next service opportunity is the 20th. You can sign up online or come and see me. We'd love to have you involved.
Great. Thanks, Janice. So how many of you have been here when we've had Martha Creek in the past? It's been a little while. We're so excited to have her back. She's coming the first weekend in October. She's going to be doing some training for the staff and the board on that Saturday. And then Sunday, she'll be giving the talk during our service. And then facilitating a workshop afterwards, 11:30 to 1:30, on the pearl of great price, that divine potential that's within each of us that gets clouded over by circumstances, by wanting to get our way, by feeling like a victim, all those things that in our humanness we experience. But she's going to be leading this workshop in how to get past some of that and to experience that pearl of great price. So we're really excited to have Martha Creek back, and if you want to attend the workshop, please register. That's on our email update and our digital bulletin. So October 2nd. Then October 5th, we're going to start something new. Every first Wednesday, it's simple. We're calling it Simple Sustenance. And it's sustenance for your mind, body, and soul. So we'll feed you a simple meal. We'll have a simple presentation, maybe a talk or a video, and then allow you to connect with each other. And it's 2 hours. The first hour will be with kids. If you have kids, they can come. Kids eat free. It's $10 suggested. Love offering if you don't, for the adults. And then the kids will go to the lower level and have a fun activity while the adults get to connect with each other the second hour. So we hope you'll join us. Please come whether you register or not, but if you register, we'll know if we have enough food, so I would prefer for you to register. And if you don't have kids, no worries. We're hoping will appeal to a multi-generation group. So check it out, and starting October 5th. What's next? That's Amore. This song's been in my head for a couple weeks now. I can't get it out of there. Thank you. This is our annual fundraiser. We're going to be having lots of fun, fellowship, and food with an Italian feast where you can connect with other Unity folks and any other F words I can think of. But it's our fun. October. Did I say something? Funny? I don't know. I missed something. Anyway, October 16th. It'll be a Sunday night at 4 o'clock. And right now we're looking for people who can donate things that we can auction off. It is a fundraiser. If you can we can auction off, maybe if you have a timeshare that you're not going to use, or a condo somewhere that people might want to, hang out at, or some cool creative thing that we could auction off. Or if you want to help us, we're looking for lots of sacred service opportunities for you to help with this fundraiser. So I hope you'll plan on joining us. There is a sign-up sheet to help, and if you would like to donate something, contact Linda Hirsch. Is Linda here? Linda's here. So she's going to be taking your names for all those donated items you've got to help us with our fundraiser. That's Amore. More to follow. We'll be selling tickets coming up in the next week or so. What else? Meet the board today. So we do have our Sacred Service Fair, but the board will be in there. So if you have some feedback, some questions, or anything you want to discuss with the board members, we have a board meeting this afternoon, and you can share with them, and they'll share with the rest of us. And who's our board? Our board stand up so that everybody can see who you are. Woo! Looks like we got everybody today. Great. And then our Sacred Service Fair, obviously, is today, right after the service. And we have fun here. We have a lot of fun, and our teams, our Sacred Service teams, have a lot of fun. And to show you how much fun we have, I'm going to call up the prayer drum. But before I do, I forgot to show this. So on your way out, everybody's going to get a little sheet of paper here. And these are all the different, it lists all the different tables that are going to be in Foss Hall. And every time you visit a table and talk to somebody, don't just go to the table and take a candy, but talk to somebody, you'll get a dot. And if you have 4 dots, meaning you've visited 4 tables and talked to 4 different people, you can enter into a drawing. We're going to be raffling off some bookstore gift cards. So get one of these on your way out. And to show you how much fun we have in sacred service, we're calling up our prayer chaplain. So I would like to introduce our new and our existing prayer chaplains.
Unmute yourself.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm Beth Overstreet. This is Leah Folger, Vicki Hopkins, our newest prayer chaplain, Brooke Lindquist. Lisa upstairs. She does everything. She's really great at service. Carolyn Grenier. On the end. And who am I forgetting? Gretchen, who's not here today. But we also have prayer chaplains in training. So we have Tink Hansen. We have Judy Wolf. Lena Perez. Zachary Landau and Marilu Cruz are all not here.
Yay.
So we have lots of prayer chaplains. I also want to recognize that over the years, over 40 people in this congregation have served as prayer chaplains, over 40. If you were one of the previous prayer chaplains, please stand up and be recognized. And if you're online, please chat in there that you were a prayer chaplain. We thank you all for your service over the years. So now, Larry.
We're your prayer chaplains, the old and the new. And this is what we love to do. We love to pray with you. That's what we love to do. We love to pray with you. So give a call, send us a text, or sit down beside us. We'll let Spirit do the rest. We love to pray with you. That's what we pray with you. Boom. That's what we love to do. We love to pray with you.
Woo.
See how much fun it is to be in sacred service and be part of a team. We're so appreciative of our prayer chaplains. Who is our prayer chaplain for? Lisa is our prayer chaplain. So if you want your own personal rap, she will pray.
She's going to pray with
she
you.
will pray with you, yeah. Okay, white cup. If anybody's new or you just want to have somebody talk to you during Infos Hall, use a white cup. And this says, hey, I'm looking for conversation. So you see anyone with a white cup, what can you do in sacred service? You can go talk to them, and that can be your sacred service for the day. So we love to have that visual. I think that's it.
We're going to stand up and have a fun new version of the peace song.
Oh, good.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect Here my joy is found to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Fun! The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Woo! We love ya.
Ooh la la, ooh la 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 la. Had a million hearts. Ooh la 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 la. If I had a million hearts. Ooh la 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 la. If I had a million hearts. Ooh la 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 la.
Woo! Namaste.